Welcome back to another episode of Two Brothers at a Water Cooler, our weekly review of The Mandalorian. And this week it's Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 2, The Passenger. Tom, what are your thoughts, and did you like it, not like it? What did you feel?
Well, it was not as exciting or like thrilling as the first episode, but it was still really cool. The episode was titled "The Passenger," and basically, the Mandalorian is still looking to find other Mandalorians that can point him in the direction of where the child's species is located. And he goes back to Tatooine, and he goes back to the engineer who's played by Amy Sedaris. Her name is Peli Motto in the episode, and he asks her if there's any leads or anything. And well, she's actually playing poker. It's a whole thing. You got to see the episode.
It's another callback to Star Wars.
Yes. Because they're in a cantina.
They're in a cantina. You see a bunch of different species roaming around.
Right.
And she's at a table having a discussion with a alien species.
Right. And
reminiscent of Han Solo and Greedo. What's his name? Greedo, whatever. What was the guy who Han Solo shot first?
Greedo.
Greedo, yeah.
Greedo shot first. That's the whole saying. And just so we are clear, the Mandalorian's name is Din Djarin. So his name is Din Djarin.
According to who?
According to Disney Plus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that being said, the Mandalorian agrees to take this woman who is a frog-like creature and her eggs to a neighboring star system planet so she can breed, so she can fertilize her eggs with her husband. And it's important because she's the last of her family line, and it's a big deal. And the agreement is her husband knows where the Mandalorians are and can point them out to Din Djarin.
Allegedly,
because the way this has been going, he does it and he gets there and they're like, "No, sorry, we didn't."
But I know this trafficker that may know where the Mandalorians are.
Right.
It always feels like he's going to get a piece of something, and it's like a dread that he's going to have to pull on for the rest of the season. He's going to have to keep on pulling on.
Right.
Which is odd because you would think in a technologically advanced world at Star Wars that, you know, the female Mandalorian who was in charge of breaking down the Beskar armor, you would think she would have like a cell phone number or
the armorer.
Yeah, some way to get in contact.
No, she said no. We're in hiding, and so no, and I'm sure it's as a means for everyone's security. No one knows what the other one is doing.
But at this point in time, who are they in hiding from?
I think they're still enemies of the Empire because that's who killed them.
But there is no more Empire.
Well, there's enough for them that want to still be hiding because there's no Empire. But they certainly got rid of that clan on that planet. So with the what is it, Bounty Hunter Guild? That planet, yeah. So they're no longer there. And I mean, it had some funny moments where Baby Yoda, the child continuously kept eating those eggs. Even in the last scene, as he like slips one in his mouth.
They were like little bites of heaven. And you ask yourself, well, where did he get the last egg from?
Right. And he's just like looking around, and then he just slips it in his mouth. So yeah, I mean, it had a lot of funny moments. I mean, Baby Yoda, or the child, had a lot of scenes. He did a lot. There was a lot of interaction with him.
I mean, of him popping shit in his mouth. That was about it.
And running around and scared and stuff. I thought in this episode we were going to get a glimpse of him using his power, but especially when the spiders started to converge on them, the snow spiders. But I mean, it's okay. He was still really funny, and I think that is That is more
I
important.
think we are missing Carl Weathers saying, "Do the thing, do the thing, do the thing, do the thing."
Do the magic hand, baby. Wave the magic hand. Yes, I would have loved to have seen that. So yeah, it was an okay episode. I mean, if I had to give it water coolers, I'd give it 4 water coolers.
Really?
It wasn't great. It was okay.
Um, it's here's the thing about TV shows. It's always like you always want your stories. You would prefer for your stories to be told on TV as opposed to a motion picture because you feel they could just fit more into a TV show than they could into an actual film. But the drawback to that is that you have these placeholder episodes.
Right. Right.
You
You
know,
probably have a strong 4-episode
mhm.
story, but then you got to spread that out.
You know, it's one of those. Well, it was one of those Dave Filoni Space Whale episodes from
Right.
Rebels.
Yeah. The space whale episodes. Complete waste of everybody's time.
Exactly. So I
Um,
mean, I'll give it a 3 water coolers.
wow. Well, you're always way more harsh than me. I'm a
Not,
very
it's
like
not that I'm harsh. I mean, 3 means I liked it, but it's just me personally. I felt nothing transpired that moved the story along.
right. There was no real progress in this particular
Hmm.
story. I mean, we learned nothing new. There was
Hmm.
like, and that's how come even with this conversation about it, there was not much to say. I mean, I thought the spiders in I thought the spiders in the snow, that was kind of cool. It like because now that seems to be the thing. Like last episode, he fought the crate dragon, and this episode he fought a giant spider with a sea of spider children, and so
So
it's kind of like okay,
is this season going to be named Mandalorian, the King of the Monsters?
exactly, because that's what it looks like now. Like he's just killing monsters now.
He killed a crate dragon. Now he killed a 50 foot tall black widow snow
Snow spider.
spider.
So it's like I don't know. I really was looking forward to like because now we're all excited. It's like, is this the episode with Ahsoka? Is this the episode with Ahsoka? And it's like,
I mean, just knowing, just feeling how having a feel for how TV shows go. When you left last week, it was pretty much they had to come down off of that high.
right,
Think about it. You got Boba Fett armor.
right.
You got that. You have conclusion to his story. You realize that he's survived the what was the name of the creature that they fought in Return of the Jedi?
Sarlacc pit.
The Sarlacc pit. He survived it.
Mhm.
All the years of not knowing, because Tom and I, we've read the novels and they what they would call the Star Wars legends, and in legends he did survive, but it was no confirmation given to this new Star Wars storyline that he actually did survive. So it was confirmation of that, and they weren't gonna tell you everything. They still have to keep some stuff under wraps for
Right.
later on. So I just felt, me personally, I felt it was going to be one of these episodes.
Yeah, and once again, like it wasn't a bad episode. It's just you expected that more was going to happen.
Especially for it to only be 8 episodes. I could see if it was one of those Netflix shows where it was 10 or 13, where you're gonna have about 3 or 4 episodes that you just don't need. But it's 8 episodes, so I'm not complaining because at the end of the day, it's still Star Wars. In a world with more Star Wars is a lot better than a world that doesn't have Star Wars.
I completely agree. I think, yeah, I'm fine with it. It was a fine episode. I mean, you're right. Like it's only 8 episodes. I really feel like 8 is enough for every episode to be like, whoa, like wow, just blowing
Yeah.
my mind. Yeah, you could do that with Star Wars, and if you were just like really doing Easter eggs and throwbacks to characters from, you have more than enough to do 8. But I'm not going to tell John Favreau how to do his job. Favreau how to do his job.
Oh, and before we forget, and a good thing, for one of the well, for mainly the second time, you were given a confirmation of the status of the government, of the governing party that's in power. If you still weren't sure what's the exact time period that the Mandalorian is taking place, it's taking place after the events, about 6 years after the events in Return of the Jedi. And you saw how you had two X-Wing fighter pilots patrolling
That is correct.
on patrol. And one of the pilots was Dave Filoni.
Yes, Dave Filoni, the showrunner of the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. He's an executive producer of all these things, and has been the one driving force of the Star Wars television series before Disney came in and even after. So,
He is one of the keepers of Star Wars canon.
that is correct. So yes, he was uh, the X-wing pilot that was not Asian, I believe.
Yeah.
So, also, as you know, Amy Sedaris was in it as Pelimato. And Richard Ayoade played, we heard his voice as the bounty hunter Zero that Mandalorian killed in the first season that was trying to hunt him. In this season, the frog woman used him as a translator. So shout outs to all of those people, if you did not notice who they were.
Yeah, but so it didn't this episode 2, it's just something that comes with watching TV.
It's okay. It was okay. It was okay. It was no there was no mad dash to get to the fans and get to the masses and let them know, oh man, it was all right. Yeah, check it out.
If I had to equate it to a roller coaster, that was the down ramp. No, that was the up ramp.
Was it the up ramp? I guess, yeah.
Because when you're going up, it's it's slow. The roller coaster isn't really thinking, so you're going down or you're going up in the loop.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go. It's the up ramp or the ascent on a roller coaster.
Yeah, it was right after you finish going through 3 loops backwards, and they just want to give you a moment to catch your breath.
There you go. All right. Well, that's all I honestly have to say about this episode.
Yeah, until next week when they got lightsabers coming out of Ahsoka Tano's armpits, and it'd be crazy.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully, we will get some Force users, some Jedi next episode.
The craziness, say she only appears for like 5 seconds in the season finale. Would that disappoint you?
Very much so, but I'll take it. Just to get a live action view of Ahsoka Tano, I'll take whatever they give me. 2 seconds, it's like, yes, that was the greatest thing I ever saw. I mean, I would always want more. Personally, I'm a Jedi fan, and secondly, I'm a Mandalorian. Like in terms of just like what groups of people I look forward to seeing. Number one, Jedi, and I don't mean like the new trilogy. I mean like Jedi from either the original trilogy or the prequels. I like seeing Jedi. Secondly,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say secondly, Mandalorians, and not Mandalorians from Clone Wars, Mandalorians from the novels, which is what John Favreau is doing.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking about too? It's for some odd reason, Star Wars doesn't keep recorded history. Like it's no internet.
No.
It's nowhere where you could go and you could type in Jedi and it just pops up Jedi or Force users.
I think there is. I just don't think that's just not a part of the storytelling.
Yeah, okay. Think about how it's explained to him. Sorcery. That's something that you and I or a medieval person would say to something that they can't comprehend.
I guess.
It's sorcery.
I mean, listen, all the information about the Jedi were in the Jedi archives, and that was destroyed.
So you mean there's nothing on the internet?
I guess not. I guess the Jedi didn't put that stuff out there because they didn't want a Order 66 happening. So they kept all that under wraps.
I guess. Well, you know what? It wasn't too much going on at the water cooler for this week of Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 2, The Passenger. But it is, you have to watch it because, Tom and I could both be proven wrong, and the lizard couple may have something deep-seated secrets about the Mandalorians.
They'll get her there. They'll pull out their red lightsabers and they'll kill her. That would be amazing.
And Baby Yoda will finish dining on all those eggs.
Exactly. All right. This has been a special edition, a special Mandalorian edition of Two Brothers at a Water Cooler.
Peace.
Peace.
You've been listening to Two Brothers at a Water Cooler with Mike and Tom, produced by Jamie Fernandez and Peter Bune. Rate and review this show on Apple Podcasts, and you might find your review in a future episode.